Hi, I'm Rick Goetze, the author of Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. This collection of short stories, my second collection, is sold on Kobo and on Amazon. It contains 12 amazing, heartwarming short stories and is sold in 2 parts. Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. Thank you. Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures is a collection of 12 emotion-packed short stories. They are:
Story number 1, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. The English assignment, A Coat of Many Colors. As a teenage boy, Ricky gets bullied at school. However, despite any torment, the lad finds strength and inspiration from a remarkable new young teacher and an insightful folk song to help him overcome his ordeal. Mrs. Bretzloff puts aside dusty old teaching techniques and inspires her class to learn in a variety of new ways. Her support, along with that of loving parents, enable Ricky to stand above harassment, to call it out, and to happily move forward. He uses lessons learned to not repeat history. Story number 2, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. Be Mine Sweet Valentine, February 14th. A day dedicated to sharing love is just around the corner. Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, feels both fear and anticipation as an awkward teenager leading up to this special day. A beautiful young student teases Ricky with the possibility of experiencing love from the heart, and he loves her dearly for sharing a deep secret that she has held within her very own heart. 2 astute women, one a brilliant science teacher, Mrs. Perry, and the other a compassionate English teacher, Mrs. Kavanaugh, help Ricky better understand the physics and functioning of the heart. But it is his brother Chris who sparks an idea in Ricky, in showing his classmates that the heart indeed holds love, emotion, and compassion. Story number 3, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. Captivating moments of history and celebrating a new life. In early March, the roaring lion symbolizes a longer winter. In March 1979, it equally symbolized some difficult life challenges, but by month's end, it was the gentle lamb that returned stability and a promise of better times ahead. In the last days and weeks of a cold Canadian winter, a frosty month of March, Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, finds inspiration and escape from the winter blues in an amazing teacher, Mrs. Maharrell, and her ability to edify moments of history. Concurrently, when a young lady, a classmate, finds herself in trouble, Ricky makes plans to help after sharing her secret with his most loved Granny. Granny's wisdom motivates Ricky to follow his heart and help his new friend through her struggles. Ultimately, if all goes according to plan, the name Richard will live on in history. Story number 4, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. Unsettled Easter emotions. Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, is keyed up for spending special times with his family during Holy Week and Easter, but things quickly take a turn for the worst. A wonderful teacher from Victoria Avenue High School, a kind man, Father Costello, helps Ricky navigate some very emotional times he is facing as he deals with news of a beloved ill brother. In trying to come to terms with new realities within the family, Ricky is reminded by the priest to follow his own wise advice. Story number 5, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. The saga that started with the dynamite boom. 2 explosions set off 2 dramatic parallel sagas, one fictional and the other quite real. When being faced with fears and a few acts of physical violence, a caring teacher, Mrs. Ringrose, and the parallels of a novel she presents to her students, help little Ricky to overcome the ordeal with renewed hope that forgiveness and love trumps over anger and hate. As Ricky adopts the 7 steps to forgiveness, his saga ends with a surprising twist. Story number 6, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. A crashing crush. A young lady's misstep sparks a teen romance, and suddenly little Ricky finds himself in unfamiliar territory. Wise advice and support from esteemed teachers, Mr. Carroll and Mr. Dubois, help Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, navigate these uncharted waters to a very unsettling conclusion. After deep, heart-wrenching grief, shall little Ricky travel to Hull? Will he walk along La Promenade du Lac des Fées and dance with the fairies? Story number 7, Little Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake, Adolescent Adventures. Grateful for Gladys's guidance. The July summer heat does not bother Ricky, the Lad from Otter Lake. The young man is bothered by something else. When insecurities about his recent weight gain start to bubble to the surface, The lucky fellow is fortunate to receive help, advice, and support from a respected, treasured, and much-loved woman. The guidance and roadmap bestowed upon him by this teacher of life lessons are something Ricky will cherish for the rest of his life. Aunt Gladys offers love, wisdom, and lived experience to provide Ricky with a renewed sense of self-worth. Story number 8, Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, adolescent adventures, wild boys, wise woman. Ricky and his best mate Daniel, a foster kid who lives across the street, befriend a troubled boy from town. Sadly, hidden trauma drives this unhappy 14-year-old lad to develop a rough character, to tell lies, to steal, to smoke, and to abuse alcohol. Being empathetic young guys, Ricky and Daniel invite him to a campout, a night that changes the lives of everyone involved. While the situation escalates out of control, it forces the lads to face hard truths about life. Luckily, Ricky and Daniel are fortunate to have a wise woman, Mrs. Louisa Beauregard, Daniel's foster mother, and friend to Ricky, close by throughout the entire disconcerting adventure. Always present and willing to help, she supports the guys from the beginning to the end. Her life experiences and gained knowledge shed light on the dangers of smoking and drinking to the curious teens, and provide some surprising revelations that help the friends realize how lucky they really are. Story number 9, Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, adolescent adventures, a friend's secret, a friend's truth. Early in the month of September 1979, the routine of a new grade 9 school year begins for poor Ricky. Ricky feels challenged by the complexities of algebra, a mandatory course as part of his curriculum. Thankfully, he has a great teacher called Mr. Philip Perry, who helps him demystify algebraic equations. Concurrently, Ricky meets a new student who he befriends. He discovers that this individual is a very special person that holds a deep personal secret. Unexpectedly, when Ricky's pal's secret gets revealed, life changes for everyone. Though very shaken by the fallout, Ricky is fortunate to have the support of his trusted teacher, Mr. Perry, who helps him navigate through the very painful ordeal. Story number 10, Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, adolescent adventures, the gallant ghost in Canada and across West Quebec, especially in and around the communities of Otter Lake and Shawville of the Pontiac region. October is the month when most teens excitably await the mid-month long weekend of Thanksgiving and the days leading up to Halloween fun. By month's end, most are keyed up for Halloween costumes, parties, treats, and of course spooky times. However, for one melancholy teen, October events are not at top of mind. As a troubled young student, Rose finds out the hard way that ending one's life is not the answer to resolving trauma of the mind or body. She realized that built-up sadness, hurt, and poignant pain can endure. Thankfully, Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, and a few of his trusted schoolmates, after being inspired by some thought-provoking and unexpected lessons given to them by Mrs. Esselpeth Russell, an extremely talented history teacher, were all able to provide emotional and spiritual support to dearest Rose. Luckily, Rose finds mysterious ways to communicate her distress to her friends and thankfully is able to move beyond the suffering in her soul. Story number 11, Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, adolescent adventures, an economic exchange. Ricky did not like the big bright red letter F noted upon his recent test. The shocking circumstances forced poor Ricky to face reality and take action to not flunk his course, especially since it would provide him with valuable knowledge that he would use for the rest of his life. The incident pushes the lad from Otter Lake to a pivotal turning point where he reaches out to a sympathetic and understanding teacher. With the support and help of a respected economics teacher, Mr. John Sprovier, Ricky is able to influence the use of alternative teaching methods that prove not only beneficial to him, but to everyone studying economics 101. The traditional course delivery by this admirable teacher would be forever changed, showing that despite having any fears, being honest and able to suggest change can achieve amazing results. Story number 12, Little Ricky, the lad from Otter Lake, adolescent adventures. The best Christmas gift is love. In December 1979, practically everyone embraced the upcoming holidays with excited anticipation and joy. Even English classes at Victoria Avenue High School get transformed by a brilliant teacher, Mrs. Helen Duquette, so that all of her students fall in love with Christmas. This beloved teacher introduces her pupils to several Christmas-themed literary works, but it is the one she loves most that inspires her flock. With appreciation and love for this teacher, Ricky bestows a Christmas gift to her that only an English teacher could treasure most. As the days of December pass by quickly, leading up to the big day, it seems several Christmas secrets are kept within the Gauthier homestead. When these Christmas secrets get revealed, the only fact that is proved correct is that the best gift for Christmas is the gift of love.